So this is actually what I love about this. I mean, I think all Jungians kind of really look at this as a path of individuation. The story, it's a story of Inanna and Ishigal, where there's Inanna is the goddess of the upper world, and Ishigal, her sister, is the goddess of the underworld. And this separation, and Inanna wants to visit Ishigal, but when she wants to visit, she's stopped at seven gates where she's taken off all her kind of persona is removed. So she enters the last gate naked, crawling. And those are the rules of the underworld. That you cannot come with your symbols of power from the upper world. You cannot enter the underworld like that. You have to be willing to enter in your raw essence. And then she goes there, and her sister is pregnant. I mean, is actually in labor, so she's in a lot of pain, and she's lost her husband. So there's a lot of emotional pain, and she's really in a lot of grief and pain, and she's enraged by this intrusion. So she looks at Inanna of death, and she turns her into this kind of corpse and a piece of rotting meat hung from a hook on a wall. And for 3 days, the two sisters are in that cave. Now, after 3 days, Inanna's helpers kind of manage to uh, take her body away, and Ishigal says, you know the rules of the underworld. There always has to be an exchange. You can't take something without giving something back. So, they say okay, and so they come up, and Inanna regains her life. And when she goes to the heaven, she sees her chief consort sitting on her throne having this great time. So she looks at him and fixes on him the eye of death and sends him down to take her place. So what this myth, I mean, and the myth continues, but what this much of the myth really shows is there's a separation, right? There's this beautiful, sexy, intelligent, fertile woman, and there's this other woman who is who holds anger and rage and destruction, and we separate the two. We are allowed to be mothers. We're not allowed to destroy. So, and that separation is the biggest wound of patriarchy, and exists in men, women, everywhere. Where something is revered and something is vilified. But what we see in the story of Inanna is her power. She retrieves her power, her autonomy. She retrieves in that cave, and she brings back, which is the eye of death. So it's only when the two sisters are willing to be together that we can be fully who we are. Um, and we see that, right? Like, for example, when plastic was created, oh, you can never destroy it. There really is a problem when you can't destroy something. You have to be part of the cycle of creation, destruction. And when we allow women only to be beautiful and kind and loving, and don't allow them their anger and their rage and their ability to cut away that does not function, or that doesn't, we create this dysfunction in society. So we separate power from love. And that's what we see, right? We see power for power's sake, as opposed to finding your power in your love, finding your strength in your vulnerability.